If you're to sum up the entirety of the Torah, what would it be? How would you view that? Would the entirety be Hashem Echad, one God? Or the entirety would be B'Tselem Elokim, creating the image of God? If you were to tell somebody, elevator pitch, give me the bottom line. What is Torah and mitzvahs? What does it mean to be a Jew? The elevator's pitch for a nation of believing in the oneness of God, the image of God, doing goodness and kindness. How would you perceive that? How would you express that? What's your elevator pitch about your life? What's your elevator pitch for Jewish life? I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad in Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. I think that's an important question we should ask ourselves. What's my elevator pitch? If someone asks me, who are you? What's your life all about? What are your aspirations? And put that into just a sentence or two. We are in chapter 32 of Tanya, the heart of Tanya, Lave 32, the core of the core. It's teaching us about what it means having a heart, how we connect, and in our hearts, every Jew is connected. Because from the soul's perspective, the souls are all bound up as one in the root source above. From the body's perspective, we're distinctive. So of course, it depends what life is all about. If life is, your elevator pitch is, I live for my pleasures, I live to eat, okay? I live to succeed, I live to fulfill my dreams and hopes and wishes. That's your elevator pitch. That's one that comes from the body. And therefore, we're all going to be different. We're all going to have a different elevator pitch. For one person, it's to be a star in, a musical star. For another, it'll be to succeed in business. Another, it'll be to succeed in family life. Another, it'll be succeed in, in sports, whatever. We all have, from the body perspective, you're all going to have a different elevator pitch. From the soul's perspective, though, it might be a little different. Let us see. And this is based on a statement from Hillel the Elder, Hillel Azakin, a would-be non-Jew came to convert to Judaism and asked him, while standing on one foot, give me the elevator pitch for what Judaism is all about. What is it all about? So he said, that which is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow. That's the whole Torah. The rest is but commentary. Wow. How do we understand that? Of course, he's making reference to the mitzvah of to love your fellows yourself. something that we expounded at great length in the previous teachings. But how could that be the entire Torah? How could that be the entire elevator pitch? When that would be a good reference point to anything between a person and other people. That's your elevator pitch. Don't do something hateful to another. That's hateful to you. Don't do that to another. Okay, that makes sense. But how would that bring me to the observance of Shabbos, or the observance of putting on tefillin? How's that the elevator pitch for the entire Torah? That's what Hillel said. The rest is by commentary. That's the whole Torah. And because the bottom line, what is every mitzvah really about? It's about a struggle between the body and what it wants. It wants pleasure. It just wants the easy street. It just wants its own self-fulfillment versus what the soul wants, connection to God. That's what it wants. So if you make your body primary, so you're all going to have a different elevator pitch. But if you make your soul primary in your life, over your body, and that's what life is all about. That's what Torah and mitzvahs is all about. Every mitzvah, think about it. Every mitzvah will be an engagement between the soul and its desire to connect through the mitzvah, and the body that not interested and actually wants a disconnect from that. So it will always be a struggle. It will always be a struggle. Every mitzvah, whether it's keeping Shabbos, right? Some people see all the do's and don'ts of the observance of Shabbos as a shackle holding me back. Of course, those who observe Shabbos know that it's not. Why? Because what you're doing on the day of Shabbos is making your soul primary and your physical being secondary. Not that you don't eat and celebrate, of course we do, but in a soulful manner. It's a day that you give more to the soul than you give to the body. And likewise, any other mitzvah, it is the dominance of the soul over the agenda of the body. That's what every mitzvah is. With this, and we understand Hillel and his statement to this person wanting to convert to Judaism, giving him the elevator pitch that when you make your soul primary, then you will always come to do the soulful thing, the godly thing, to do the mitzvah time and time again. This is the entire Torah, and the rest is but commentary. It's just a different venue in how to connect to God. Tefillin is connecting the mind and the heart. Charity is giving from of your things as a mitzvah to give to another. Shabbos is bringing a sanctity into time and space. That's all soulful. That's the soul in me is dominant. And that's what Hillel is saying. And also, when you then do a mitzvah, what are you doing? You're drawing down the infinite light of the Ein Sof into the community of Israel, meaning you're uniting the Jewish people every time you do a mitzvah. Uniting the Jewish people. Because in the indwelling of the light of the Ein Sof of God into the community of Israel, the font of souls of Israel, it's impossible that should be any disunity between the souls, because God doesn't dwell in an imperfect, fragmented place. That's why when at the end of the Amidah we pray, bless us God all as one in the light of your countenance. In other words, it should be revealed the unity and the oneness that there is in the community of Israel, in the souls of all of us, as we're rooted that way above in our souls, and that should be expressed down here. That's the entire Torah, to bring that unity and that oneness of the Jewish people through the fulfillment of a mitzvah. And so, as in every mitzvah is about hearing your soul's call to rise up and to fulfill that mitzvah, as opposed to hearing the closer voice of the animal soul in the body and its agenda and its desire, we hear the deeper calling of our soul, and we make that primary. We focus on that, and then that brings us to the mitzvah time and time again, whether it's a mitzvah between man and man, like don't do something hateful to another that you wouldn't want to have done to you, or if it's between man and God, like the observance of Shabbos, or the observance of kosher, or the observance of tefillin. It'll bring us to that. And together with that, it'll also draw down and bring the light of God to unite us as one people. Another powerful teachings from the Alter Rebbe. Are there any questions? Brett, is the performance of a mitzvah a means towards an end of avoiding doing hateful acts towards others? Good question. So, Hillel, in his statement to the person who wanted to convert, why didn't he just say to love your fellow as yourself? Because that's in other words, how are you going to love someone as yourself? Well, if you love your soul, and your soul is a Jewish soul, then you're going to love another fellow Jew who's got a Jewish soul. And your soul is primary, and every mitzvah then is, that's what he meant, right? He said, why did he say it in the negative then? Why said that which is hateful to you, don't do to others? Because in that he was saying, he was giving more explanation to the mitzvah. What's hateful to you that you wouldn't do to others? Maybe for you it's hateful to borrow money. You hate to do that. That means I won't lend money? I won't do it to others because I don't want to. It's hateful for me to ask, for something from another. Oh, so then I won't give to another? Because I won't ask in order to get, so I'm not going to give? That doesn't sound correct. So what's hateful? So there's really only one thing that's hateful for us. And that is, this is teachings of the Tzemach Tzedek, third Rebbe, grandson of the Alter Rebbe. That thing which is hateful, what is that thing that's hateful? Is we know that when we do something wrong, we can excuse ourselves. Why? Because we're decent people, but sometimes we do something wrong. But when someone else looks and sees what I've done something wrong, our fear is, our insecurity is, that we feel that that person's judging us and not saying, oh, you did something wrong, but you are bad. It's like, when if you say to your friend, oh, what I did the other day, that was really stupid of me. And then your friend says, yeah, it really was stupid. What? Now you're offended. You said it, you're okay. Your friend says it, you're not okay. Why? Because when you said it, you did it within the parameter, within the awareness that you're a good person. And that was a stupid thing. So you're not judging yourself that you are stupid. You did a stupid thing. But we're afraid that when we do something stupid, that another person is judging us that we are stupid rather than we did something stupid. That's hurtful. Don't judge someone because they did something stupid, that they are stupid, or they did something sinful, so they are wicked. They did a wicked thing. They did a bad thing, but they're good people. He did a stupid thing, but he's not a stupid person. You are not to be judged by what you are and what you do. Just the complete opposite of identity politics. You are your politics. That's your identity. And that's why people are canceling each other. Right? Why are you canceled? It's because you are your politics. And since you are your politics, and your politics is abhorrent, therefore you deserve to be canceled. Don't do that. Don't do that which is hateful to you, to another. Now, when you, with loving kindness, you tell a person, what you did was hurtful to me, or what you did was, wasn't a nice action that you did, and you do that lovingly. Well, we're going to go more into that, actually. That'll be tomorrow's class more. So we'll leave that for the moment. But the point being over here is that we judge people by their actions, and therefore we define them by that. It's like, we define people. We define, like we ask, what do you do? So it means like, are you a lawyer? If you're not a lawyer, or at least a doctor. No, first a doctor, then a lawyer. Right? And Nebuch, you're only an accountant. And if you're really down the totem pole, hey, a rabbi. What kind of nachas could that be from a Jewish mother? That was a joke. Serious one. So, since we define people that way, that's hurtful. Don't do that to others. That's hateful. But it's not hateful when someone lovingly will rebuke me, try to set me on the straight path. They're not defining me by it. That's the deeper meaning. So don't define them by their actions, define them by their soul. And therefore, they're whole, complete, and worthy. There's things that we do that are broken, but we're not broken. We have brokenness in us, but we're not broken. We're whole, complete, and worthy. Not because we did something amazing, because we are something amazing. And that's thanks to God. So for a human being, they're created in the image of God. For a Jew, they're a Jew with a Jewish soul. Celebrate that. Make that your main thing. And then you'll come to every mitzvah. All right, I don't see any other questions. All right. Amazing. We're going to continue our conversation. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zuch and Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you, Tanya. An amazing, great day. Thank you for joining.